Everyone. I am going to talk about our topic, which is measuring ingredients for baking. Of course, to produce quality cooked and baked products, it is important to measure ingredients accurately. And of course, a baker, in order to measure ingredients accurately, must utilize appropriate tool or equipment for measuring. For example, liquid measuring cups are used for measuring liquid ingredients. Some examples of liquid ingredients in baking is water and milk. So for liquid measuring cups, it has if we have to describe it, in the presentation you will see there the picture of a liquid measuring cup. It have a spout for pouring and have a space between the top and the rim of the cup so that liquids do not spill while transferring. Another equipment, for example, if you are to measure small amounts of ingredients such as baking soda or salt, these are being measured by using plastic or metal measuring spoons. And also, dry and liquid ingredients, including fats, may be measured using measuring spoons. Fats, for example, is like cooking oil or butter, shortening, or margarine. Those are example of fats. Measuring equipment may provide metric measures, imperial measures, or both. So, pwede hiya ounce, by milliliters, or ml, cups, 1/4 cup. Now, there are some techniques to be followed in measuring dry ingredients. How would you measure dry ingredients? Common dry ingredients for baking are like flour, sugar, and so to measure flour, you have to spoon the flour into the dry measuring cup, filling to overflowing, and then level the flour off by dragging a straight edge utensils across the top of the measuring cup. The proper procedure is shown to you through the given pictures in my presentation. Another dry ingredient is granulated sugar. Granulated sugar is also called white sugar or confectioner sugar. So, the way or the technique in measuring dry ingredients is the same way on how you will measure the flour. So, measure granulated white sugar using the same method as is used for measuring flour. Another is brown sugar. The difference between granulated sugar and brown sugar is that minsan, yung brown sugar may mga lumps siya, nagbuburbukol. So, paano nim i-measure itong brown sugar in a measuring cup? So sugar should be firmly packed into the dry measuring cup. Imo pagsusuon. May picture didi, and may ikes, warahiya ka so it's not the proper way of measuring the brown sugar. You will pack the brown sugar correctly. When the sugar holds its shape when emptied, kung imo na ipalis, tapos may niya na purmahiya han imo measuring cup, then that's the proper way of measuring brown sugar. Ginpapakiya kay minsan may mga lumps, dapat wara iya hangin na masilod didahan cup while you are measuring brown sugar. Next slide is how to measure dry ingredients. Those small amounts of dry ingredients. For example, as I told you, the spices, baking soda, or salt, those are small amounts of dry ingredients. And of course, you have to use the measuring spoons. When small amounts of dry ingredients such as flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and spices are to be measured, measuring spoons are utilized. Overfill the measuring spoon, puna itiya, and level off the dry ingredients with a straight edge utensil. Pulpa ka, tapos siphira, silitiya. Now, there is another way of measuring. There are some techniques of measuring liquid ingredients. For example, in measuring liquid ingredients, once the measuring cup is on a level surface, add the liquid you wish to measure. Then read the level of the liquid by bending down to eye level. Diri kay dito kakukulaw at the top of the liquid measuring cup. Kakada nimit level, surface, then kulawin na madida at eye level kon undesired amount of liquid ingredients. For measuring small amounts of liquid ingredients, what you will use, of course, is measuring spoons. Small amounts of liquid ingredients may be measured using measuring spoons. For oil or fats, oil is measured using the method for measuring liquid ingredients. So, pwede ka gumamitin in liquid measuring cups. Diba, may spoutiya, may dahiya label, and the glass is clear. For solid fats such as shortening, lard, butter, margarine, these are examples of solid fats. Several methods can be used when measuring solid fats. However, it depends on the kind of fat and the quantity desired by the recipe. For solid fats such as margarine and soft butter can be pressed into a dry measure and leveled off with a straight edge utensil. Pwede nim dida gamitanin an imo measuring equipment or measuring utensil an iya measuring cup for dry ingredient. Pag pulpa kay tiya, make it sure nga waray hangin. Kailangan niya compact. But there are some kinds of fats such as butter nga yada na hiyahit kuan. Halimbawa yung butter, may ada, for example, itsa di nga atin presentation, may ada yan na label kung na 1/4 cup. So, imo na latiya ikakat. Firm fats such as butter may be cut from the block using the measurements provided on the packaging. So, it iba naman, for example, bisan ito ray mga measurements di nga label it iya cover or iya packaging, iton butter, iton asa kakuan niya, for example, the dairy cream, an example of butter, it is equivalent to 1 cup. Di na itnim hiya po, it's not no longer necessary na imi-measure pa nim hiya di dahin measuring cup. Kundi, daan na let nim hiya nga uncover, and packaging, pwede na nim hiya egg cream kung kailangan egg cream and butter. Because one box of dairy cream, which is a kind of butter, is equivalent already to 1 cup. That's it. So, why do we need to measure accurately the different ingredients for baking? For conclusion, we can say that accurate ingredient measurement is an important part of creating a quality food product or baked product. With practice, every cook can develop accurate measuring skills. So, another thing for you to remember that choosing the correct measuring equipment is very important in order to make accurate measurements of ingredients. And then, different measuring equipment is selected depending upon the types and amounts of ingredients that will be measured. Another thing that we have to add for this, the important points about measuring ingredients. Dry measuring cups are designed to overflow, then level the ingredient off with a straight edge utensils. At the back of, for example, spatula. Basta straight edge. Then liquids are measured in transparent glass or translucent plastic measuring cups. So that's all for our topic today. And I hope you have learned a lot from our discussion about measuring ingredients for baking. Goodbye for now. Thank you. Inay, wala ko ka-record. Piste. Waray. Ayun na. Another. Sarahin na dida para diri kuan. Pagudti aling guti dito. Lulo sa rin kayo nagli-lecture yung mama. Pinagugudti aling guti. Ayun sa mo kakakabutan tayo ka.